Okay.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Welcome to today's webinar with your host, Todd Walters.
Oh, welcome, Andrew. Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate that. And I'm not used to the introductions on our little webinars. I'm used to like flying solo, doing all these things myself. So I appreciate your help today. Thank you. All right. Well, listen up, everyone. Grab a notepad, grab a pen, and we're going to soar through. It's not going to take too long, I don't think, but I'm going to get through all of the postcards, best of the best postcards that we're using. Members are using do's and don'ts to get listings. Okay, so there's still some value for sure in mass marketing or even strategic direct marketing using postcards. Matter of fact, right here on your computer screen is my top picks for getting sellers. Okay, everybody should have this email, and if you don't, zip me an email and tell me that you don't have this top picks for getting sellers. You can see it's a list here, paragraphs. I'm just kind of scrolling down. You know, it takes a couple of seconds to come over to you. But this is my top picks for getting sellers. Everybody should have this. Right here, let me scroll back up here. In this section has to deal with every door direct mail postcards targeting homeowners. Okay, basically leveraging two different offers. Okay, so we're going to take a look at that as well as some just sold, just listed, talk about those things, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, and show you several of examples that will get you the best results if you're going to engage in this kind of marketing. Okay, so let's just talk about it from a strategy standpoint right now. Okay, I know some of you have been sending postcards to a geographic market in your area. Let's say it's an unbranded card, and you haven't gotten much in response. And then there's others of you that it's a mainstay. You send them out, you can get listings from it. It has good return on investment, ROI. So, so what makes it work really, really well for some, but not so well for others? Okay. Well, it has to do really with supply and demand in the marketplace for the most part. For example, if you're in a low inventory market, there's not a lot of people that want to list their home and move, then you can't expect much from a marketing piece that gets delivered to somebody's mailbox that makes them an offer. And make no mistake about it, when they get a postcard from you, it is the offer. It goes right to the offer, about the offer, this is the offer. Here's what I got for you. Here's what it'll do for you. Here's what I want you to do now on a postcard. It's not like it's an infomercial where for 20 minutes you're able to massage the prospect and pre-sell them on this and lead them down the path of this and have all kinds of other things going on. You know, take 20 minutes to do it. It's not that at all. It's not like it's your own radio show or television show or even your newspaper where you can hold their attention for longer periods of time. So your postcards have to go right to the offer. So because of that, trust me, it's the offer that either makes your postcards really good or it's the offer that makes your postcards not so good. Okay, so does it mean that you shouldn't test these postcards in a low inventory market? The answer is yes, you absolutely should test them. Just remember, it's the offer that's going to make the biggest difference at all. There has to be some sort of demand. Here's Mr. Brian Pelican emailing me. Let me get rid of that. There has to be some sort of demand for me to sell my property, list my home, sell it, make a move. There's going to be some sort of demand for that if I'm getting one of your postcards. It's unlikely that when I get your postcard that you're going to create demand to be able to do that from a two-sided postcard marketing piece. Does that make sense? It's really tough. So let's make sure that we're all on the same page with these postcards. When you send them out, understand that you are targeting someone that you hope has a propensity to move, that some demand to make a move exists, either early on in that process or later on in that process. But you're relying on that. So if they do not have the demand, they've just put it up on a shelf, I'm not interested in making a move, I don't believe it's a good time for me, I don't think it's the right thing for my family to do, it's not a good time, whatever their reasons are, if they've put that demand away, it's likely that your postcards on any level will not be all that effective. Okay? So that's why I encourage you in a lower inventory market that be more strategic with your postcards. Instead of sending them out in mass to the geographic area, you really want to start with prospects that you know are interested in making a move. Listings that had expired, listings that have been canceled and withdrawn, for sale by owners, seller prospects in your database, okay? People that are trying to rent their properties out versus sell them. Okay, so you want to be more strategic. All right? When the marketplace is very active, there's a lot of supply, there's more people that are anxious to put their home on the market and make a move, then you stretch it out to more geographically cover a larger area with your direct mail, sending the postcards to people that you don't know if they're interested in making a move or not. Okay? And one other strategy would be to use a computer program to drill down on the streets that have the highest turnover and only direct mail those streets. And some of our members have had good success with that. Okay? So now that we've kind of gotten the strategy out of the way on postcards, let's just get real about the type of cards that we would send out. In this paragraph right here that's on your screen, hopefully you can see it okay, I'll highlight it. This is what I learned from Craig, and this was very effective for me and still very effective for many of our members. As he said, look, Todd, number one is consistency. Your message must be delivered consistently, okay? And his idea was at least once a month to a geographic area, okay? So at least once a month you want to put your offer in their hands, because understand that when they get your postcard on whatever day, time they get it, they look at it and either they act on it or they kind of put it over here to the side to act on it a little later, or they ignore it altogether. That's it. So depending on where that prospect is on their desire to make a move, need to make a move, will dictate which category they're going to put that postcard in. Act on it now, put it to the side to act on soon, or throw it away. Right, so that gets back into understanding that people's motivations change. So over the course of 4 weeks, there's a good chance that they're going to evolve in their demand to make a move. Right, so that's why it needs to be consistency. All right. So the way that we did it, everybody should be very familiar with this, is that on the first of the month, we would send out an unbranded card. So the first of the month rolls around, this universal, less branded, stealthy card would go out to everybody in the geographic area. Now let me just pause right here and say that we're going to look at about several different applications here with these postcards. Geographic marketing and targeted marketing, like expired, for sale by owners, just listed, just sold. We're going to look at all of it. It won't take long to go through. But right now I'm dealing with this geographic, broad area, broad range, broad geographic area type marketing. So first of the month, this unbranded card would go out. And in the middle of the month, we would follow it up with a branded card. 2 different offers mailed during the same month. Okay, now some people say, well, why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just stick with one card? Well, number one, because we could afford to spend the extra money on marketing. And let's face it, there are a couple of groups of seller prospects out there. There are those who are ready to do something right now. They're ready to sell. Okay? And then there are those who are considering doing something within a longer time frame. Right? So hence the 2 different cards. One that targets people doing something within a longer time frame, and one that talks to those that are willing to do something now. We fully understand that the branded postcard is just going to get a whole lot less leads because that's the smallest group of prospects ever, always, is people that are ready to list their home right now. Okay, so if you want to scientifically figure out how many people that is in your marketplace, you can do that. Okay, you can go to your MLS and just pull up all the active listings, okay, new active listings that have hit the marketplace within the last 14 days. And that'll give you a pretty good idea of how many people want to list their home today, assuming a 14-day rule, that if you're ready to list your home today, that you're going to do it within the next 4 weeks, within the next 2 weeks, within the next 14 days. All right, that's a pretty liberal rule, but fairly accurate. So how many homes got listed in the last 14 days? That's how many people want to list their home today in your marketplace. And you'll find it ain't that many in the grand scheme of things. So the largest category, prospects that are wanting to put their home on the market in the near future, considering making a move right now, but a little time out. That's a much larger group of prospects. Okay, so that was it. 2 different cards. Okay, so let's take a look then at some of those. All right. Let's take a look at the less branded, unbranded cards first, because this won't take long at all since everybody's mostly familiar with these. Okay. Now I get a lot of postcards sent over to me, a lot of them, and I'm just going to recommend that you just copy. Okay, copy, copy, copy versus trying to feel like you got to dress these things up. All right. So this is one side of the postcard. Find out what your home is worth online, and you can see that it's okay for you to insert the neighborhood or the city or the geographic area there. Find out what your Kimball Farms, I live in Kimball Farms is the name of my subdivision. Find out what your Kimball Farms home is worth online. A couple of things that I would probably add right here is free. Find out what your St. Catharines home is worth online for free. Oops. Let me go back here. Find out what your St. Catharines home is worth online for free. Free is an attention getter, so might as well do that. I don't understand the red here. I don't understand that, but Robert put that in there, and I'm not opposed to that at all. Okay, find out what your St. Catharines home is worth online for free. Now, here's the problem with this broad message. You're going to get people that aren't interested in making a move or considering making a move. You're going to get them. You're going to get people that are working on their taxes, or they're challenging their property taxes, their property tax assessment. You're going to get some things like that. But as a general rule, people that are considering making a move, that own a house, okay, that's who responds to offers of find out what your home is worth. It's people that are considering selling it when you really consider it. But you will get leads, okay, from a broad offer like this that are not in that category. Okay? So be real careful here of this online home evaluation language. We've been able to establish with Platinum members over the years here that a lot of homeowners don't know what a home evaluation is. So when they see, free quick over-the-net home evaluation in the headline, it's confusing, not really sure what a home evaluation is. That's realtor language. Okay, so understand you want to use their language. So that's why it's in the finer print here versus in the headline. Okay. Now the other thing that's a biggie is this value, expiration date. An offer is never really an offer without a deadline. Okay, so we give it a deadline, but assigning a value to it that's probably overstated, like this one is. Sorry, Robert, but it says $74.95 value. and I just wouldn't get cute with it. Okay, it's probably more like a $29 to $49 value. Is probably what this is really valued at. So you want to be realistic about that. It'll be much more believable. Okay, and then giving a deadline is fine. 60 days out maybe. Okay, and then of course a definite benefit-rich URL. This one, NiagaraRegionHomeValues.com. That's a benefit-rich URL, and you're going to land that right on. Let me see if I can actually get there real quick. Didn't think about pulling this up here. Hang on. YorkRegionHomeInfo.com. Let me go there and let me get to the home evaluation page. Hang on. There we go. Oof, man, that's some slow-moving computer right there, boys and girls. Okay, find out what your home is really worth. Find out what your home is really worth. Free, quick online home evaluation, blah, 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 blah. So there you go. So that's what you're doing with it. All right, let me get back to the card. Okay, so that's one side of your unbranded postcard if you're going to mass mail to a geographic area, farm area if you want to call it that. Okay, that's one side of it. Let's look at the other side. This offer is proven to be most effective. I'll give you a secondary option as well at the moment, but this offer has been pretty good. Find out what homes in your neighborhood are selling for. Again, we got maybe an overstated value, $74.95. Just wouldn't do that. Okay. Free service for area homeowners. You can receive computerized printout, blah, 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 blah. And you can see this offers to call an information line versus go to a website. Probably pretty smart. Okay. Even a sample of what it looks like. Okay. That's a very good demonstration of value. That's a good offer. So that's the backside of the postcard. Now, some of you are probably wondering or saying that the offers are too similar. Find out what your home is worth, and then find out what homes in your neighborhood are selling for. Now, understand that we know how to determine value. You and I do. We determine value based on what homes are selling for. That gives us an idea of what somebody else's home is worth. Okay? But the average homeowner doesn't see these two offers as being similar like we do. Remember, these guys, people sell a home every 7.5 years on average in the United States of America. Similar time frame in Canada, on average. Okay, so they're not really dialed into how everything works. Okay, so they are two different offers. Right, now, what is another option that we may want to test on these unbranded postcards? And let me see if I can pull that up for you here real fast. That would probably be the 27 tips with the video offer is not bad. Okay. Or the costly home selling mistakes. Okay. So let me see if I can get down a little bit. Okay, here, let me drill down. Let me make this a little bit smaller so we can all see it here. Okay. This has been proven to be pretty effective, and it gets overlooked a little bit. Okay. 7 costly mistakes home sellers must avoid when selling. That's not a bad offer for you to test. All right, so I just got an email here. It looks like from a platinum member. Let's see if there's something wrong with my. All right, so I got a little email here. Let me throw this up on the screen. So Mr. James here sends me his postcard while we're talking. And I'll throw it up on the screen. Find out what your Chatsworth home is worth online for free. Good. I just think the value is overstated there, James. All right. Now, to find out for free what your home is worth in today's market, I guess it's just kind of weird in there. Just kind of weird looking. So it doesn't read all that well if you're asking me to throw it up there. And I did. And I'm going to get on back to some of the stuff we're looking at here. So let me get back to that. Hang on one second. All right. So this will be another option, okay, on one of the sides of the postcard that you could test. This has been proven to be very effective, but often overlooked by many of our members, okay? And the other one that I would show you, hang on. I got to scroll down through the manual here to get to it. So bear with me 1 minute or two while I get there. Okay, the Home Sellers Kit, free special report and DVD. Now, this is working well on the backside of a branded postcard and an unbranded postcard. Okay, so I'll let you get a really good look at that. You can see that's in the marketing manual, page number 126. Are you guys wondering where the marketing manual is? It's on the coaching site under Resources tab. Okay, so there's your unbranded postcards, mass mail geographically. All right, let me shrink down my emails in the back there so you guys aren't distracted reading my stuff that I'm working on, which is nothing to really hide there. It's all stuff to benefit you guys. I'm working on some marketing for my real estate company here. Had a little recruiting session yesterday. It went real well. Got some good results to reveal to you at the next conference. So testing ground. But anyway, that's the unbranded offers. Okay, so we'll let's move on. Let's look at some of the branded postcards. Now, I want to reiterate: unbranded stealth offers, mass mail to a farm area. Very, very effective broad brush for generating leads, as long as there's demand in the marketplace for people to really consider making a move in the future. So if you've got low inventory levels because of seller uncertainty, just understand that these postcards that you're looking at, any and all of them, may not be as effective in years past. All right, so here's what Craig would tell you. Craig would say, look, stop measuring everything based on leads. Measure it based on how much money you make. So if you spend $2,000 on your postcards, but you make $10,000 as a result of that postcard mailing, now you ask yourself the question, would you invest $2,000 to make $10,000? That's a 20% investment, and you have to decide whether that's something you can do based on your profit structure in your business. But that's how you want to measure things. Don't measure stuff by numbers of leads. Measure it by ROI, return on investment. I understand you got to have leads and all that kind of stuff, right? Okay. All right, so great. So let's take a look at the branded postcards. All right. Here's now we're still in the same category of mass mail to a geographic area using every door direct, in the United States, and Canada Post. It's cheap. And then we're going to look at some more strategic cards here in a minute. This branded card is pretty good, leverages the guaranteed sell program, but it's also got some problems. Okay, but I keep it up because I want to point out to you the problems. Over the years of testing stuff and seeing platinum members test things, the members who use their personal photo next to a performance guarantee seem to get better results than those who don't. That was the same for me. When I ditched my picture and I threw up our logo, our results went down. Tuck out the logo, put back in the picture, our results went back up. So I don't know. So I came to the conclusion that whenever you're making a performance guarantee, it's a person making it, so you kind of want to stand behind it. Throw your photo there. It's a little more personalized, and pictures seem to get more eyeballs on them than marketing stuff without pictures. Make sense? Okay. Especially photos of people. So your home sold at a price acceptable, you guaranteed will buy for cash. So whatever your performance guarantee is, you want to lead with that. And this goes right at people that are considering making a move. Your biggest dilemma considering purchasing another home, deciding whether to buy first or sell first. Either way is risky. You don't want to get stuck owning two homes. So we identify a problem. And then we offer up our solution. And then we tell them what to do next. Now, here's a problem with this call to action. We don't really give them an option to call us directly. We're just offering them the free report, additional information. We really should be offering them, they can call us directly or they can go get the special report. So whichever one of these report options, the information line or the website where they got the, where I get the most response from to get the report, I'll go with one of those and I'll give them an option to call me. Okay, so this call to action should look like this. To discuss the sale of your home, call Todd at whatever phone number, or get a free special. See, I can't type because you guys are looking at me. Or get a free special report that details this exclusive guarantee at, I can replace guarantee here with offer. We get that? And obviously this www is going to be a benefit-rich URL. Like guaranteedsellreport.com. And it's going to land them on my buy first, sell first page. But, you know, depending on your performance guarantee, it's going to take them to a landing page that offers them a free report. So hopefully you guys can see that. Bump that up. That's size 10 font. That's hard to see on a webinar. There you go. Heck, I can read that. To discuss the sale of your home, call Todd or get a free special report at, you know, that details this exclusive offer at blah, blah, blah. Okay, everybody see that? All right, let's go back and take a look at the cards here. All right, so that would be better than this. Photo would be better than that logo. That's one side of the branded card. The other side is your proof, social proof. That's a really big performance guarantee. We have to go directly to the offer in a postcard. And I talked about that, right? Directly to the offer. So I'm going to have to back that up with some social proof. So on the back side, we just throw in the testimonial. And I'm not real crazy about the headline. Sold in 60 days for, it should say the Anderson family sells their home within 58 days for 100% of their asking price. Would be a much better headline. Let me repeat that. The Anderson family sells their home in 60 days, or hopefully it's, if it is 60 days, it's 60 days, but rarely is it even numbers, 61, 59, you know what I'm saying? The Anderson family sells their home in 60 days for 100% asking price. ... And then I get their testimony. And they're talking all about me. That's good, right? And then over here, I reiterate the offer. Okay, see where it says you will receive my upfront guarantee, right? Your home will sell at a price acceptable to you, or I will buy it, is what it should say. You know, so it doesn't go far enough there. It should have my picture and then the call to action. So those are the improvements that we've been able to establish over years of doing this since this one was done. Okay, back in, this is probably a 6-year-old postcard you're looking at, maybe 7. So I'm glad I'm hanging on to these things so I can show you what to do and what not to do. So that's your branded card. It's very simple. Now let's talk about just sold and just listed cards. Okay? Obviously, your just sold and your just listed card are branded marketing. Okay? So really all you do is you use the same card that you're looking at here, and you just take out your testimonial and you put in your just listed home. You take out your testimonial and you put in your just sold home. See, I like the sold because it provides me, it's like a testimonial. See, that's the reason you send out just sold cards, right? Is to try to communicate with homeowners out there that you could do the same thing for them, sell their house. But understand that homeowners believe when they list their home it's going to sell. And they think that when they list with an agent, they're listing with the right one, and that agent's going to sell their house. So you can't just say, I just listed or just sold a home. Many times, those cards will actually help the competition. So let me give an example of that here. I better pause my screen because I just got one of these sent over. Hopefully I can find this real fast here. It'll take about 15 seconds. Hang with me. I had to go to my deleted folder. Oh, here it is right here. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, it's not a ticket. Here it is. Okay, let me throw it up on the screen. So Art, and I appreciate him doing this, sends me his marketing material, and he sends me this just listed card. Recently listed. Okay, and there's a picture of the house. So it's been my experience that and you know exactly what I'm talking about. You guys have gotten calls from homeowners that have received marketing materials from other agents. So that's what happens when it's like everybody else's. Okay, so if it were me, this would go on the back side of that branded card that we were just looking at right here. And if it was just sold there, and I would say sold in 60 days for 100% of the asking price. Okay, so that's it. That's how your just listed and just sold postcards should look. Now in a second, we're going to look at a flyer for variation, just to look and see what some flyers look like here momentarily. Now, who should they be sent to, though? Who should a just sold or just listed card be sent to? Well, again, I mentioned this to you. You would send it to, some of you guys just carve out a small 200, 100, 300 home area around the property that you just sold or just listed. That's fine, I guess. But if it were me, I would send it to all the expired listings, the canceled listings, maybe even the active listings in that area, for sure. All the seller prospects in my database. People that I know that are considering making a move, or they're more likely to make a move than just somebody to live there, and I don't know. So that's who I'd send my just listed and just sold cards to, and then be more effective. I'm looking for an opportunity to tell a for sale by owner or an expired listing or some seller prospect in my database or someone who took their home off the market. I'm looking for an opportunity to touch them and talk to them and make them an offer. Okay, and provide proof that we do what it is that we say. All right, so that's what we do there. My daughter had a tennis match today, and they just canceled it due to inclement weather. So what is it, like March, end of March here in Atlanta, Georgia, and we have inclement weather, meaning it's freaking cold outside. It's like 35. Can you believe that? It's supposed to be like 65 right now and sunny, but it's not. So anyway, that's the branded and the unbranded cards, and a little bit on some just listed and just sold. Let's take a look at some flyers here that I've gotten on some just sold flyers from some platinum members. I think I've got two here. I'm not really sure which one I'm going to look at here, but let's take a look at this one. This is a flyer put out by Boat Trails. Let's see here. Let me shrink it down a little bit and get more of it on the screen. Looks like a fold-up flyer. You see that? And it's just sold. The address, sold for, how many bedrooms, bathrooms, square feet. I don't understand that. To me, it would just say, we sold this house. Okay? The address is fine if you want to mention that. But it sold for 98.7% of the asking price in 14 days. You understand it? Like how many bedrooms a sold house has, how many bathrooms a sold property has, how big or small it is. These are qualifiers for you. You have to know that I may believe, well, my home is 5 bedrooms, so I probably should just call the realtor I've been talking to. My home is not that big, so I better stick with the person I've been talking to. All right, so everybody get that? $345,000. My home's $1 million, so I sure as heck was not calling Jim there. He only sells $345,000 houses, and my home's $1 million. So I need somebody more special. You get the point, though. So you have to be really careful about qualifiers and irrelevant information. The relevant information is you sold the property. You sold it in how many days and how close or above the asking price. That's what needs to happen in the just sold information here. Now, I like the fact that Jim squeezes in a call to action here. Call Jim at and gives his phone number to discuss similar opportunities. Okay? Opportunities at what? So we got to be more specific on it. Right? It would be what I mentioned to you a little bit ago in the email that did I delete that email? No. To discuss the sale of your home, call Jim at in the phone number. That's what he should say. To discuss the sale of your home, call Jim at in the phone number. Everybody see that? So good job, Jim. But we just wanted to kind of explain what the similar opportunity is. And then, of course, he puts his performance guarantee in here. He throws in a call to action for that as well. All right, so that's a pretty good just sold flyer, and he threw in some other offers in the flyer as well, okay, which I'm okay with. It's a nice flyer, trifold or something like that. Okay, so that's a little variation of the postcard, but I wanted to give you guys that. You can do a lot more with flyers than you can with cards. A little more expensive, though. Okay. So what we've looked at is we've looked at our branded and unbranded cards sent to geographic areas. We've looked at our just sold and just listed cards, okay, what they should do and who you should be sending those to. Okay, let's take a step a little bit further and let's look at, hang on one second here, let me find it. It'll take me about a second or two, I'm guessing. Ah, here it is. I had to find it there, okay. So let's look at some postcards that you might use more strategically in your marketing. Okay, let me scroll down and show you a few variations here. Okay, these postcards were specifically done to target expired listings. Okay, and they work very effectively. Okay, so I'm going to point them out to you. You can see there, your home sold in 30 days at a price of you, or I'll buy for cash. Very bold offer. Okay, got my picture on there, and we're number one. I was even advertising my for sale signs. Okay, here's another variation. Your home sold, or I'll buy it. This worked pretty well. You can see we gave an option to call directly. Weren't specific as we needed to be on the report. I'll leave that up there a little bit. That was a pretty effective card, better than the one that I showed you originally. Okay. This one did not work at all. Move up to any home, and we'll take yours in trade. I got the big idea that why are we telling them to buy our listings? They go buy anything, and we'll just take their home. And so we threw the word trade in there, and it just didn't make sense to people. They didn't understand it based on surveys, and it didn't work. So there you go. All right. This one right here was one that we used to target people looking for new construction homes, giving them a VIP pass, and didn't make any sense. It didn't work. Okay, and you can see that VIP Builder Guaranteed Sale Program. That's just what it's called. That's just a name. You know, so why throw that in there? Why not just say we buy your home if it doesn't sell it? You know, move up to any new home, and if you don't like it, we'll buy it. So just didn't work very well. It was just discombobulated, so I want to show you some of those things as well. But on the back of these postcards, let's be really clear about what we were doing. Okay, we must offer some social proof. I just sold, okay, a testimonial, and your USP as well on both sides. Okay, so hopefully I did a good job explaining how you can make your postcards better, and giving you some examples as well. So let's bring on Andrea here. Andrea, I don't know if we have any questions at all, but I want to encourage you to ask them if you have any. And Andrea can do this. We can actually open up your microphone or your phone, and we can put you live on here with me. But rather than me try to explain it to you, let's get the professional to do it. Andrea, why don't you tell everybody what they need to do here to ask a question?
Yes, sir. To ask a question, all you have to do is click the hand icon you see on your audio console. I have a few who have already done so. Also, I have members who have typed their questions in the chat box. Our first question comes from Jay, and Jay has raised his hand, but then he lowered it. So I'm going to open Jay's microphone. Mr. Macklin?
Hey, guys.
Hey, Jay.
Hey, Todd. How are you?
Better than good, buddy.
Good. Hey, I had a question. The home seller kit offer, do you see that working better on branded or unbranded?
Let me throw it up on the screen right here.
Yeah.
It seems to have worked equally as well on both. I don't have any data that says that it works better on one or the other.
Because I'm going to try it on both, and I'll see what happens. But I think this is set up as an unbranded, but I think
it is definitely set up as an unbranded card, but I mean as an unbranded thing. And the problem that I have with it, putting it on a branded card, if I have a problem at all, is that I don't really have room for it, because I get more from my performance guarantee when I offer the proof, the social proof, testimonial or something like that, than when I don't.
Maybe it'd be good on a flyer instead then.
Yeah, maybe so. You just have something you have to test there, but it's been a pretty effective offer over the years. And but I like unbranded. I'm definitely. And some of you guys are running some newspaper, your own real estate newspaper, Jay. You're doing that. This would be something that you would really want to highlight is, you know, maybe as a quarter-page ad in that newspaper somewhere.
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually.
I noticed that it hasn't been, you know, I've gotten several papers where I haven't seen it. So hopefully somebody will hear what I'm saying and run with it on their next paper. It'll be a lead generator for you. Cool. Anyway, but yeah, give it a shot. And you can test it on branded and unbranded. It's mainly for unbranded for sure. That's why I used it as an option there. But I do have reports from members over the years that it works on branded cards as well. But I personally don't have experience with that. So, thank you, buddy.
Okay, thanks, Todd.
Our next participant with their hand raised is Terry Newman. Your mic is now open. Your mic is now open.
Hello, Terry.
Hello, Terry.
I can hear myself.
I can hear myself.
That means their mic is working. But I do not think they have a question. Okay, we'll go ahead and mute their mic. We have no further pending hands or typed questions at this time.
Okay. All right, good. That's pretty exciting here. I like. Now, hey, just for a reference, Andrea, when someone, like when I was talking to Jay, was there an echo when Jay was talking?
No, there wasn't, and that has a lot to do with depending on your settings, your audio settings.
Because I've got. Well, here's what I'm asking. Because I'm using a microphone, and you know, and then I've got my speaker. So Jay's, you know, he's talking. That sound is coming through my speakers. I just wondering why my microphone's not picking up his him, but it picks me up without an echo, so it's interesting.
Well, Jay just confirmed he was using a microphone also, and that helps. I also use a headset, and so I hear in my ears instead of the voice coming through my computer. So what happens when people don't have a headset or a microphone is their speakers and their mic is all in the same computer, same setting, so their mic will pick up anything that's coming out of the speakers. If that makes sense.
There you have it. Now we know why. Okay, cool. All right, so let's give anybody one more chance to ask a question before we wrap up today's webinar. I didn't want to keep everybody too long, but I wanted to get through the best of the best postcards here for getting listings and try to drill down on some of those, and I think we did a pretty good job on various options and some examples. But let's, one more time, if you got a question, raise your hand or type it in, and we can take it. While we're doing that, I will throw here up on my screen the agenda coming up in June 6th through 8th in Anaheim, California, at the Millionaire Agent Maker Conference. It's going to be a fantastic platinum event. I just sent this agenda out a few days ago to everybody in the program, so hopefully you got it, and you should print it off. It may change a little bit here and there, depending on as I fine-tune things, but this is pretty close to being good to go, and it's going to be this may be the best conference that we've had in a long time, and that's saying something, because most of them that you attend are freaking great, I know, but I'm telling you, this one is going to be extra special with some really good meat at zeroing down and getting more listings in today's marketplace and just turning your business into more of a profit center. So hopefully you'll take a look at that, print it off, and get registered up on the coaching site and be there. Don't let your seat go unempty. Don't let your seat go unempty. Does that make sense? Don't let your seat go empty. All right, Andrea, you have anybody else?
We have a couple. The first from Bakir. What is the best postcard or flyer to get buyer clients in a certain area? And then he says first-time buyers and move-up buyers.
Postcards targeting buyers. Okay, well, what is it that buyers want? Buyers want houses. Okay, so if I want, let me just kind of walk you guys through it here. I'll try to take you directly there. Hang on one second. Buyers want houses. Sellers want buyers. Buyers want sellers. Sellers want buyers. Okay, so if I was going to send a postcard out to target buyers, let's suppose I'm surrounded by a lot of apartment complexes, and it's a transitional apartment complex, and it seems that that people are in these apartment complexes for 2 years max, and they move out and they buy a house. That's the trend I see coming from this apartment. It would make sense that I would want to direct mail that apartment complex and make an offer to go and buy a house, right? So on the coaching site, and let me just walk everybody there. Let me throw that up on the screen. Coaching site, okay? Under the Resources tab, I'll give that a second just to stream. There's the third tab down says Marketing Manual. So when I click on Marketing Manual, up on the coaching site, flashes the Marketing Manual. Section 3 are postcards targeting buyers, and that's page 134 on the 175-page manual. Now, I just think everybody should have this manual handy. It's great references of some fantastic marketing campaigns in there. Okay, so from targeting renters, this postcard here, why rent when you can own? Free report. Now, this is designed to shake people loose a little bit, to create demand where maybe it doesn't exist right now. For people that have already got it in their mind that they're going to move, then hang on one second. This has been a good postcard over the years targeting buyers. Free weekly report reveals 10 best buys in any price range you desire. Right? As well as the next one, distress sales. Distress sale, free computerized printout of bank foreclosures and power of sale properties. Probably drop the power of sale if you're in the United States, leave it if you're in Canada. Okay? So those are the best postcards for buyers. Right? And I would encourage you, if you've got some apartment complexes, like I said, areas with a lot of rentals, you can shake these guys loose a little bit and get them to go start thinking about buying a house. Right? If you think money is an issue with them, how to secure a super low down payment home loan before you start shopping for a home. It's a fantastic unbranded card right there, but see where it says the real estate network at the top? Independent industry research for blank region homeowners. See, this is where you get to create your own brand, like a kind of a consumer information. Okay, very, very effective. All right, so that's a great card there. All right, and then there's one more I'll show you. Here we go. Let's throw it up on the screen. No, you know what? I don't like that one. Okay, so I'll go back to the one that I originally showed you. Right there. Why rent when you can own? So those are the best buyer postcards that I've seen materialize over the last 15 years. I've really looking at these, using postcards. Once or twice in our markets, we've targeted apartment complexes when the trend was there and done really well with that. But it doesn't make sense to me to, if I'm looking for listings, to send out a buyer postcard, you know, especially like this to homeowners. That wouldn't make sense, right? So has something to do with message to market match. Very good question, though. I'm glad you brought it up. I wasn't going to talk about buyers at all. So I'm glad it was mentioned. Andrea, we got time for one more.
Okay, our final from Angel. Any card samples to target homes in foreclosure for potential short sale listings?
No. I'm not even going to go there, and I'm really sorry, but the answer is no. Haven't seen them, and I'll talk for 30 seconds on that. The way you get listings from, you know, that are people that are short sale listings is the way you get any listing. Right? Has been my experience with it. The more I try to work at telling someone they're a short sale, and I can help them with a short sale, it just seems the harder it gets, and just get way more listings by just going after people that genuinely have a desire or propensity to make a move. I can't really make somebody move. Remember, the majority of notice of defaults, okay, the vast majority of those people do not want to sell. They want to stay. So it's not a great source to get listings. You have to work at that. You're much more likely to get them to respond to you by helping them with their mortgage, rearranging their mortgage, or a loan modification, and then leading them down the path to a short sale as an option, since they may have to get out before it gets foreclosed on. But no postcards that we found to date that work consistently really well at getting short sale deals. Just the ones that you've seen, because they target people who want to make a move. All right? We can't make people move out of their house, especially when our culture in the United States and the government and the media are telling people they don't have to. Just stay in your house. You get foreclosed on, you probably stay there for another 2 or 3 years. You know, all that kind of stuff that we're having to deal with, so it makes it even worse. So anyway, great question. I'm glad it was brought up, but the answer is no. So stick with what we got right here. It'll target people that are interested in making a move, and that's the kind of people you want to talk to anyway and be working with. And I think you stand to gain a lot more that way. I will do this since it was brought up. Let me go back to the coaching site. All right, let me throw this up on the screen here. Library, file library. And we'll look at some cash offers real fast while somebody brought it up here. Maybe I got that under short sale marketing. Yep. So bear with me. I'll pull it up and show it to you now that we have that one question here. Short sale, short sale, short sale. I thought it was in here. Well, I thought it was in this section right here, so maybe it's not. But anyway, it's a simple offer. You know, hey, I'm interested in buying your house, or I'd like to talk to you about buying your house, or I have a buyer that's interested in buying your property. Call me at this number to discuss the sale. Those kinds of offers to notice the defaults have been marginally effective. I have a buyer interested in buying your home. I'll buy your home for cash. Cash for your home. Short little letters, you know, simply written, direct mail to those people, work as well as anything else. Okay, so no postcard needed for that, and it's much more effective if you put it in an envelope. All right, good questions though. I've got to wrap this webinar up today, and I appreciate you guys jumping in there and paying attention. Sorry I couldn't find that cash for your home letters. I don't know. I thought they were right here in this section, so if they're not, I got to go find them. And I got put on spot there, and usually I'm pretty spot on where the information is here because I put most of it there. But I'm not seeing it, so I apologize. So, but hey, no problem. If I find it, I'll send out the ID number to the person that asked the question there, and we'll keep on rolling. All right. So with that, that's going to wrap up our webinar. Let me one more time. Let me throw this up on the screen. I'll leave it here. Last thing that I want you to see, go get registered for the Platinum Millionaire Agent Maker Conference. It's going to be a great one. Don't let your seat go empty. Thanks a lot, Andrea. Let's go sell some houses. We'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Todd. Thank you, everyone, for joining. This officially ends the webinar for today. Have a wonderful afternoon.